Dennis, the majority of your players are back in training today, raring to go. How are they shaping up so far?
Yeah, good. They look like most of them have done little bit of work, but I'm excited. It's early doors. We've got a whole new squad, and on paper, I think what we've signed looks a really exciting squad. So, really looking forward to it. Completely different to the last 2 years where we knew what we had, with regards to obviously most of them being on 2-year contracts. So, really excited to see what we can produce.
Has it been a bigger rebuilding job than you anticipated? Obviously, Pidge was always going to go travelling and Dale was potentially going to get a move, but have others surprised you not been here today?
Yeah, I think so. I think, I thought might have kept Mills and Marzi, but obviously really pleased for Millsy to get his move to Grimsby. And obviously Marzi, who had been with us 2 years, thought we might be able to keep him. So in general, I thought maybe we might have had to replace 5 players, but in the end, it looks like we've got to replace 7 or 8.
How proud as a manager are you to see two of the players that you've nurtured over the last couple of years make Football League moves? Not just National League, but Football League moves.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and hopefully it don't go sort of like unnoticed what this football club's all about and what it's doing. We take young players on, we give them an opportunity, and that's 3 players now if you include Miller that's gone into the Football League. And obviously I think if Pidge wouldn't have gone travelling, that he would have gone into the Football League as well, to a League 2 club. We had enough inquiries about him, so I'm sure that could have been 4 players in the 3 years I've been here. So great achievement, and hopefully with this new group we can maybe get 2 or 3 more.
And that's the thing, presumably, the way that you perhaps sell the club to people nowadays. Come and give it a go, get playing regular football and get noticed.
Yeah, well, it certainly helps because the proof's in the pudding. I couldn't say that last year so much, or the year before, because we'd only had Miller. But obviously now with 2 players going this year, it's been very well documented that young players have had a chance to move on. When I say young players, I mean Millsy was 24, so never give up hope on your dream to become a professional football player. But what you'll get here, you'll get an opportunity, you get treated right, you learn what a professional football club runs like, i.e. the way Boston and United go about things. So you can learn the first steps towards becoming a professional footballer, so it's a great club to be at.
One of the players you have signed is obviously Shane Clark, who's had a reoccurrence of his Achilles injury, and it looks like you're going to be without him for quite a bit of time.
Yeah, it's one of them things. I mean, obviously, we've done all we could. We sent Clarkie down to see Kate in the summer. She assessed him. Kate was happy with where he was, and we put him under contract. But it's a risk, but it was a risk in a sense worth taking because there's other clubs that wanted to take Clarkie. And unfortunately, in a sense, it's backfired because he's now going to be out. But it was always a risk that it could have happened, but we took that risk, and unfortunately we're going to lose out on Clarkie initially, but hopefully he'll be back training with us by Christmas, and then we could have a fresh player back ready at a crucial time of the running.
And Jason St Just is your latest signing, and I know from working with you for the last couple of years, he's been a player that's come close perhaps 2 or 3 times during that period.
Yeah, I've tried to sign him a few times, Juicy. He's a hell of a player. He proved that when he was at Ferriby, when they won the trophy. Hurt us a couple of times when he played against us. I remember the 1-0 win, I think it was a 2-1 when he got a late goal from a breakaway from a corner when I think Marzi tried to head it back to the keeper. But fantastic ability. I think after the Ferriby and the Wembley win, maybe he lost his way a little bit, went to Fyle, didn't work out, then went to Bradford and maybe went through the motions. But hopefully joining a big club like Boston, and hopefully if we can manage him the right way, then we'll get the best out of Juicy like we generally do out of players. So hopefully he'll excel here, and if he does, he'll be one hell of a player here because he's got all the attributes. He's athletic, he can score goals, take people on, he can defend in a shape. So we'll get ourselves a real decent player if we can get the best out of him.
And the goalkeeping issue, I think you've got a couple of trialists to look at, so confident of getting that one resolved fairly swiftly.
Yeah, we've got a couple of trialists we're looking at pre-season. I mean, I've tried all pre-season for a goalkeeper. We've made loads of offers for goalkeepers, but good goalkeepers at this level don't come cheap, unfortunately, and they're being priced out of our bracket, and we just can't afford to take them. So we just have to keep looking, and hopefully in the end a goalkeeper ends up not having a club and ends up accepting what we can offer them because it's getting close to the season and they want to play. So hopefully that's how we end up getting a proper goalkeeper, and they accept the offers that we can afford.
And the different types of challenges you've got in pre-season, obviously you start with Boston Town, you then go to the other extreme and play Peterborough United, and then it probably levels out a bit more with clubs more at your level. You're looking forward to that and perhaps giving some trialists to go early on?
Yeah, I think the pre-season's really good this year because last couple of years we've played a lot of development teams, Villa, Sunderland, Norwich. But this year they're good competitive games. You know, Grimsby, Lincoln, Kings Lynn, Gateshead are going to be proper competitive games. And then we've got the cup games to fit into there as well. So I think the pre-season is going to be nice and solid this year, a bit different to last year. Obviously, the first game against Boston Town, it'll probably be a bit of a mix-up, depending how many trialists that we got, because it's the first game in. We don't really want to get too much work into the main group, so we might look at that as a mix and match game. But it'll still be a strong side because if players are trialling at Boston, then they think they're good enough to play for Boston. So it will still be a strong side we take there.